Let me get you on camera. Where you from?
California.
No, for real. You know, I'm serious though.
Watts, baby.
I know where you from though. Where you from?
Eastside PJ Watts.
I'm from Grace 2 Rock, nigga.
Right.
They call you, homie?
Big Slice.
Big Slice?
Yes, yes.
All right, nigga. They call me Puto, cuz.
Right.
And that hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Boy. Shout out to Brother Blake, my guy Byron Blake from the other side of the lake. Does very thorough work, man, especially in regards to breaking down paperwork.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
He can spot a lie as well as I, sometimes even better. And he got some controversy going on right now regarding this Big U paperwork and naysayers, and he's making some clarifications. So with no further ado, let's see what Brother Blake says. Hold on, 100 the Snake has been up to.
Now, since I dropped the content that I dropped the other day explaining how Big U was saying, hey, I'm not charged with any assault on Wack100. Why are these things mentioned in my overt acts? And the government responded and said, everything in the overt acts you are charged with. Considering that I dropped that, you know, and I was just breaking down what the paperwork is saying and explaining. A lot of the Wack100 minions, a lot of the Byron Blake haters, they start coming together. Hey, that dude Byron, he don't know what he be talking about. He just saying stuff. Big U ain't charged with this. Big U ain't charged with that. So I decided that as opposed to going on a rant and you know, running around, chasing these guys around, trying to make my point, that I would just give y'all examples of who Wack100 is and how Wack100 speaks about this case and the things involved in this case, just so y'all can see for yourself. Look, y'all can take my content and listen to it, or y'all can listen to this guy right here. So without wasting any more time, let's dive into these clips.
Big U 43 count indictment is insane.
Yeah, but you know what's dangerous about that?
Yeah.
It's still a count not there.
What's the count?
The murder.
Well, no, that Nevada.
Is Nevada kept that.
Oh, so that's not part of the Fed case? Oh.
So that's 43 counts that's excluding the homicide. Nevada's going to charge that.
To sit up on the camera and talk to a white boy about incriminating situations involving a black man. It's a cold piece of shit.
Independently as a state case. If you go look at it, all the charges to the right over there, you don't see the murder.
Well, okay, no, because when you go to justice.gov, right, which is titled, it's a press release, longtime Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips leader charged in 43 count indictment alleging murder, extortion, fraud, and tax crimes.
Go look at the 70-page. You have it? The 70-page indictment?
And it says, I mean, in the press, release, it says, for example, in January.
Imagine being this concerned with legal matters that have absolutely nothing to do with you. Or do they have something to do with you?
2021, handling murder victim identified and that as RW, an aspiring musician,
that's what they said. Listen,
so you're saying that's not part. Why would they include that in the press release?
But they said verbally in the press release, they also released 19 people, right? But only 7 or 8 are actually in the RICO indictment. So it looked good and it sounded good. But if you pull the indictment up, which we have it, is 75 pages of what they're actually indicting him on, the murder's not there.
Now, I had to use this as a starting point because this is the best demonstration I can give y'all to make my case. Wack100 is adamant about the fact that Big U is not. If you look at the 75-page indictment, which we have, of course you have it. It's public record. Everybody got it, but he want to sound important. But yeah, if you look at the 75-page indictment, which we have, you don't see murder on there. You know, like he's adamant about this. And this is the guy leading the charge saying that I'm wrong. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to direct your attention to this document, which was recently filed, by the way. This is not an old document. This document was just filed
Just keep in mind, all those following and listening to this dude, they listening to a dude who, in my lifetime, I have never, ever, ever been incarcerated with.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
But he'll tell that lie, though.
On April 10th. And in this document, the government alleges that the defendants asked the court to exclude all 12 of the government's crime scene and autopsy photographs of RW under FRE 403, which is Federal Rules of Evidence 403. The court should decline to do so. The murder of RW is charged as a RICO predicate act, specifically a murder committed through the Big U enterprise in furtherance of the RICO conspiracy. While defendants concede that RW was killed, concession of death does not render the photographs irrelevant or per se excludable. So right there, the government is explaining to you that Big U is in fact charged with a murder. Now, there's something in place. I have a little mechanism in place that helps me catch these guys doing stuff like this. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is, but I could do this all day. There's a ton of examples that I could give you like this, where Wack is saying something and he's trying to be technical with the words just to make himself be right. But when you being really, really technical, Wack is 1,000,000% wrong. When you take that information and you look at the fact of things like the indictment, including overt Act 78, which says that to intimidate victim one, defendant Henley told victim one that defendant Henley seen Wack100 with his wife and daughter. And there's 15 or 20 niggas with his hoodies tied down. I got my hoodie on all black tied down. He like draws. When you think about stuff like that, and you see it listed as an overt act, it's telling you Big U is charged with this. He's charged with attempting to intimidate the victim by telling him the story.
And all Hono Hunter did was call out a man's name, bro, over and over again in public. Already admitting this lady at the counter working the parking thing. So make sure she can identify who's trying to do something to me in case I'm no longer here to do it. Cold Creek.
And it's also the government's way of holding him accountable for that encounter with Wack100, which is why they trying to paint the picture and say, hey, this guy is a threatening, this guy's the type of guy to make threats and then act on it. Look at this. He's on a wiretap saying that he's going to break Wack100's jaw. Then he's bragging to the victim about how they intimidated and pressed up on Wack100. That's an assault. Assault is not beating somebody up. It could be, but technically you can assault somebody without touching them. If 20 guys run down on you and you know you got your girl with you and this gun's drawn and all, that's an assault. So again, this is the government's way of holding Big U accountable for the incident. As I told y'all earlier, if you look at this overt act, it doesn't say on an intercepted call or on a consensual recording like the other overt acts.
I see you, Eugene. I see you, Eugene Hewley. Man, this nigga's a piece of shit. Draws.
Which tells you that this was told to the government by Big Dale. Big Dale went and said this himself. Yeah, Big U told me this. He was trying to intimidate me. And why would Big Dale go tell on Big U about a situation with you if he know that you doing stuff out here and he ain't trying to put the people on you? This is why you lied and said that the feds got on you because they heard they heard Big U and Jay Prince on a wiretap. They did hear Big U saying something about you on a wiretap, but months before that, Big Dale had already went and told the feds that Big U and his homies assaulted you at an event. So yeah, like I said, this is the government's way of holding Big U accountable for that. He's charged with trying to intimidate the victim with this story, but beneath that is the charge of, assaulting Wack100. It is what it is. But look at overt act 155. On an intercepted call, defendant Henley said that when he catches Wack100, he gonna break his jaw. Why do y'all think that is an overt act? They just said these overt acts are RICO charge predicate acts.
So see the defense trying to clarify and make this seem less negative, less threatening. This is a private statement of frustration, not a threat communicated to Wack100. Why are they trying to clarify this to the government if the government is not trying to use this to incriminate Big U? Just use your common sense, your logic. It's easy to see.
Big U is charged with saying that he's gonna break Wack100's jaw. Come on, man. He's charged with this. Wack is trying to be all technical and skip around these where, they ain't charged. Man, he charged with it, man. Whether they saying it was said to intimidate somebody or whether it was to threaten you, which is why he said, hey, they bringing in all of this information about I said this and that. These are uncharged acts. They can't just take all of this and tie it together. And the government responded and said, no, everything included in those overt acts is a charge. That's all I'm saying. Niggas want to be told, he said Big U charged with assault. He not charged with assault. Technically, if we being technical, he's charged with telling the victim that he assaulted somebody to intimidate him, which means that, the government is taking the story seriously. Obviously, if they contacted Wack100 about it, they taking the story seriously.
They contact him about it too. Ooh-wee.
They listed it in the overt acts as a situation that really happened that he recounted to intimidate somebody. They listed all of the times where he said he was gonna harm this dude again. It's a slick way of painting a picture. Hey, he said he was gonna do something. He later caught the guy and they did it. And then he went and bragged to this other guy about it to instill fear in him, to let him know, hey, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And we'll get you. That's the picture they trying to paint. Wack is tiptoeing that he trying to steer y'all away from evidence. Originally, he was saying, oh, Big U about to get picked up, charged with murder. But it didn't play out like that. It didn't play out the way he thought it was going to be a big old Big U charged with murder. And, like a big fuss. And there's so much other stuff going on that is not getting a so now it's, no, they ain't charged him with that because it didn't go how he said it was going to go. They going to have his DNA on the boy's body and all that shit he was saying. None of it played out like that. So now he got to switch it up and try to, it's nonsense for real, man. When you think about the fact that you even have to debate this. I mean, if you dudes is out here cooperating with the law and y'all stand on it, why not just admit to it? Why go through all of this nonsense to make yourself look like something that you're not? Now you dancing all, oh, he ain't charged with this. He didn't do this. They ain't saying this. Somebody tell Big U to call me. You was just saying he was sending word to you that 75 people told. Now you saying somebody that talked to him, get in touch with me. I'm gonna sue him. He's charged with it, bro. If they come get me right now and say, I'm charged with trying to intimidate somebody by telling them about how I'm exposing you, guess what I'm going to say? Man, they just charged me with exposing Wack100, man. Because that's all it really is. They saying that they charging Big U for intimidating him and they really charging him for that, man. Look at this shit. It's that simple, bro. We gonna double back though, because we got some more. We got some more. We got some more that we gonna break down. There's a lot of things that been said that ain't what they seem to be, But I had to bring y'all this one because I don't like for nobody to challenge my knowledge on the law, man. I'm open to debate. I'm open to learning some stuff. But when these dudes just come out and make it seem like I'm running the clickbait, then I gotta speak up. So y'all take this for what it is and do what you will with it. I'm going to wrap this one up. Hit that hype button before you get up out of here. Hit
Yeah, it's obvious, man. This boy holding on 100 is a victim in the Big U case. I don't care how you try to write it, slice it. I can't really explain the specifics of the details, but there is just so much evidence as to the feds trying to hold Big U responsible for things that Wack100 suffered. That's just facts over feelings, keeping it at Google in the black box as we do.
Let me get you on camera. Where you from?
California.
No, for real. You know, I'm serious though.
Watts,
I
baby.
know where you from though. Where you from?
Eastside PJ Watts.
I'm from Grace 2 Rock, nigga.
Right.
They call you, homie.
Big Slice.
Big Slice.
Yes, yes.
All right, nigga. They call me Puto, cuz.
Right.
You wasn't that person. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.